Self-discipline is a cornerstone of success. It is a single most important factor that separates those who succeed from those who do not. It's a force that, when harnessed, can change lives, move mountains, and create the future you desire. Yet, despite its powerful impact, self-discipline is often misunderstood or overlooked in pursuit of success. People frequently chase after quick fixes or external solutions, thinking that wealth, fame, or luck will bring the fulfillment they crave. But the truth is, it all begins within. Brian Tracy's No Excuses. The power of self-discipline takes us on a journey into the core of human potential, urging us to take responsibility for our actions, thoughts, and decisions. Self-discipline is not about making sacrifices or following rigid rules. Rather, it's about making deliberate choices that align with our highest goals, regardless of the challenges or distractions that inevitably arise. It's the ability to push forward when everything inside us wants to quit, to stay focused when the world tries to pull us in different directions, and take consistent, deliberate action toward our dreams. The power of self-discipline lies in its simplicity. The choice is ours. Will we allow our impulses and emotions to dictate our actions, or will we rise above them, focusing on what truly matters? Tracy's message is clear. The way to achieve any goal is through self-discipline. It's about mastering the art controlling our behavior, managing our emotions, and setting a course of success that is unwavering. It's the key to turning our dreams into reality, regardless of the obstacles we may face along the way. In this book, Tracy shares the principles that form a foundation of self-discipline. He emphasizes the importance of personal responsibility, of being the captain of our own ship. We often find ourselves caught in the trap of blaming external circumstances for our lack of progress. But Tracy challenges this mindset, reminding us that the power to shape our lives lies in our hands. It's easy to fall into the habit of procrastination, or to convince ourselves that we don't have enough time, energy, or resources. But Tracy teaches us that these are just excuses, and excuses are the enemy of achievement. As we dive deeper into the power of self-discipline, we are reminded that it's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up every day, putting the effort, and doing what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like it. Tracy highlights the importance of setting clear, specific goals and making decisions that bring us closer to them every day. This is the essence of self-discipline, the ability to make choices that align with our values and our vision, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. This journey is not easy, but it is worth it. Self-discipline is a muscle that grows stronger the more we use it. The more we practice controlling our impulses, the more we master our emotions, the more we take responsibility for our actions, the more we can accomplish. Tracy's message is simple. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve greatness, self-discipline is non-negotiable. It is the key that unlocks the door to a life of purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. In No Excuses, Brian Tracy does not promise that success will come without effort. He does not claim that the path will always be smooth or that challenges will not arise. But what he does promise is this. If you commit to mastering self-discipline, there is nothing that can stop you. You will find the strength to overcome any obstacle, the willpower to continue when things get tough, and the determination to push through when others have given up. The journey to self-mastery is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about developing resilience to face them head-on, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Throughout the book, Tracy provides practical strategies that anyone can implement to improve their self-discipline. These strategies are not just theoretical ideas, but actionable steps that, when applied consistently, lead to real, lasting results. He teaches us how to overcome procrastination, how to eliminate distractions, and how to create habits that support our goals. Most importantly, he shows us how to take full responsibility for our actions and our results, empowering us to shape our destinies with our own hands. Self-discipline is a decision. It's a commitment to living a life of purpose and intention. It's the willingness to do the hard work, to stay focused on the goal, and keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. It's the realization that we have the power to create our own success, that we are not victims of our circumstances, but masters of our fate. As you read through No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline, you will learn how to apply these principles to every area of your life. Whether it's in your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth, the power of self-discipline is the force that will drive you toward your dreams. Tracy's words will inspire you to take control, to push beyond your limits, and to become the best version of yourself. There are no excuses for failure, only opportunities for growth. The choice is yours. Will you harness the power of self-discipline and achieve the life you've always wanted, or will you continue to let excuses hold you back? The journey of self-discipline is far from simple, but it's in the complexity that its true power resides. In the next phase of this transformative process, Brian Tracy guides us deeper into the understanding of how mastering self-discipline requires not just an understanding of the theory, but a practical application of daily habits that align with our highest potential. Success is not about grand, sweeping gestures. It's about consistency, small actions taken every single day that over time build up to monumental results. It's the accumulation of tiny victories that lead to mastery. When we consider the most successful individuals in any field, from business athletics, from education to the arts, we notice a common thread. Their ability to work relentlessly, to dedicate themselves to continuous improvement, and most importantly, to refuse to let their emotions dictate their behavior. The ability to control your actions, especially in the face of challenge or discomfort, is what separates success from failure. This is the essence of what Tracy speaks about when he describes the transformative power of self-discipline. It is a lifelong commitment to constant improvement, regardless of how difficult the path may become. One of the first steps in achieving self-discipline is understanding the nature of personal responsibility. Responsibility, in this sense, is not simply about fulfilling duties or obligations. It is a mindset. It is the understanding that, no matter the external circumstances, you are the one who determines your response. This mentality is what empowers us to take control of our lives and create the future we desire. By acknowledging that we are responsible for our actions, we also take full ownership of our outcomes. Tracy emphasizes that only by fully owning our decisions, both the good and the bad, can we begin to shape our destiny. If we choose to blame others or external forces for our lack of progress, we give away our power. But when we take full responsibility, we reclaim that power and we start to create real, lasting change in our lives. Tracy's teachings urge us to focus not just on external success, but also on personal mastery. We must learn to control our behavior, our emotions, and our mindset. And this begins by setting clear, meaningful goals. Tracy emphasizes that goals are not just vague desires. They are clear, specific intentions mapped out in a way that allows us to track our progress and adjust our actions accordingly. When we fail to set clear goals, we risk wandering aimlessly, hoping for success without taking the necessary steps. But when we set clear, measurable, and actionable goals, we create a roadmap that leads us from where we are to where we want to be. One of the keys to developing self-discipline is building strong habits. Tracy explains that habits are the foundation of success. Every habit, whether good or bad, is a result of repeated behavior. Therefore, the question becomes, what kind of habits are we developing? Are we allowing ourselves to drift into poor habits that reinforce procrastination, indecision, and lack of focus? Or are we cultivating habits that push us toward our goals, help us stay organized, and keep us on track? The difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful one is often the quality of their habits. Successful people have disciplined themselves to form habits that contribute to their success, while others fall into patterns of behavior that hold them back. The beauty of habits is that once formed, they require little mental effort to maintain. Tracy emphasizes that by consciously choosing and committing to positive habits, we can make success inevitable. If we make the decision to wake up early every day, exercise regularly, and plan our tasks in advance, these habits will serve us, reinforcing our sense of discipline and pushing us toward greater achievement. Over time, the actions that once seemed challenging become second nature. It's the power of self-discipline at work, making each day a series of small, consistent actions that ultimately lead to extraordinary results. Another powerful tool in the self-discipline journey is the practice of delayed gratification. Tracy underscores the importance of postponing immediate pleasure for long-term gain. In a world that encourages instant gratification, where we could have anything we want at the click of a button, the ability to delay gratification has become a rare but invaluable skill. Delaying gratification means choosing to sacrifice short-term pleasures in favor of long-term success. It means turning down distractions, resisting temptations, and sticking to our commitments even when it's difficult. This practice is essential for anyone striving to achieve greatness. When we can control our impulses, we can focus on what truly matters and put in the hard work necessary to achieve our goals. Tracy's advice also emphasizes the importance of mental toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to stay focused and committed to your goals, even when the journey gets tough. It's the ability to keep moving forward when obstacles arise, to keep going when motivation fades, and to continue pursuing your objectives despite challenges. Tracy believes that mental toughness is a skill that can be developed through consistent practice. It is the product of self-discipline, and it is what allows us to keep going even when everything inside us wants to quit. Mental toughness is not about being unbreakable. It's about learning how to bounce back from setbacks, how to stay positive in the face of adversity, and how to keep pushing forward even when the road ahead seems impossible. As we delve deeper into self-discipline, it becomes clear that this process is not about punishing ourselves or adhering to some set of rigid, unchangeable rules. It's about living with intention, making conscious choices, and taking deliberate actions. Self-discipline is not a destination. It's a journey. It's an ongoing process of refining our character, improving our mindset, and aligning our actions with our highest values. And as we make progress along this path, we begin to see the fruits of our labor. Success is no longer a distant dream. It becomes a reality that we can reach out and touch. This chapter also focuses on the importance of consistency. Consistency is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. Many people start strong, full of enthusiasm and motivation, but soon falter when initial excitement wears off. Success, however, is built on consistency. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and making progress toward your goals, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what turns small efforts into big results. It's the key to turning self-discipline from a temporary effort into a permanent lifestyle. The power of self-discipline is rooted in action. It's not enough to simply know what to do. We must take consistent, intentional action toward our goals. Tracy teaches that action is a bridge between intention and achievement. It's through action that we turn our plans into reality, and it's through disciplined, focused action that we develop the habits, mindset, and perseverance necessary to achieve success. As we move forward in the journey of self-discipline, it's essential to keep our eyes on the prize, to remember why we're doing the work, and to stay focused on our long-term goals. The road to success is rarely straight. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and times when we feel like giving up. But if we maintain our self-discipline, if we stay committed to our goals and continue taking action, we will ultimately reach our destination. And along the way, we will grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever challenges come our way. The ultimate takeaway from this chapter is that self-discipline is a key to unlocking your full potential. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when it's hard, uncomfortable, or inconvenient. It's the power to choose your future, to take control of your destiny, and to create the life you've always dreamed of. And the good news is that anyone can develop this power. It's not about luck, talent, or circumstances. It's about making a decision to be disciplined, to commit to your goals, and take action every single day. Self-discipline is a secret to success, and it's within your reach. The question is, will you take the first step? Will you commit to mastering your life through self-discipline? The choice is yours. Self-discipline is often misunderstood as a one-time effort or a temporary burst of motivation that fizzles out. But true self-discipline is not just a momentary effort. It's about building a life based on consistent, deliberate habits. Our daily actions, no matter how small they may seem, accumulate over time and shape who we are and what we achieve. The difference between success and failure is not always about talent, intelligence, or luck. It's about whether or not we've built the right habits that consistently propel us toward our goals. This chapter emphasizes that success is an outcome of the repeated choices we make each day. One of the most powerful insights Tracy offers is the importance of focusing on one habit at a time. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the idea of transforming our entire life all at once. We may be eager to make drastic changes, but the truth is, lasting change comes when we focus on improving one thing at a time. Tracy recommends that we start by identifying the habits that are most important to our success, and then commit to mastering them, one at a time. Trying to change everything at once often leads to burnout and frustration. But by concentrating on a single habit, we give ourselves the best chance to succeed. Once that habit is established, we can move on to the next one, building a foundation of positive actions that support our goals. Building a new habit requires patience and consistency. In the early stages, it may feel like we're putting in a lot of effort with little to no visible results. However, Tracy reminds us that the true power of self-discipline lies in the consistency of our actions. Even if we don't see immediate progress, each effort counts. Every day we stick to our commitment, we are one step closer to mastering the habit. Over time, the results become evident, but it's the discipline to keep going, even when the rewards are not immediate. That is the true test of self-discipline. One of the most significant barriers to building new habits is a tendency to seek instant gratification. In today's world, we are surrounded by distractions that provide immediate pleasure, whether it's social media, entertainment, or food. These instant rewards often pull us away from our long-term goals. Tracy argues that delaying gratification is a key part developing self-discipline. The ability to resist short-term temptations and stay focused on long-term rewards is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's not easy, but the ability to delay gratification is one of the most powerful skills we can develop. By practicing delayed gratification, we teach ourselves that the rewards of self-discipline are far greater than any temporary pleasure we might seek. The importance of setting specific, measurable goals is another central theme in this chapter. Tracy emphasizes that goals should not be vague or wishful. They need to be clear, specific, and measurable. The more specific we are in our goal setting, the more likely we are to take consistent action toward them. Vague goals, such as, I want to be healthier or I want to be successful, don't provide the clarity needed to guide our actions. But when we set specific goals, such as, I will exercise for 30 minutes every day, or I will read one book per month, we give ourselves a clear target to aim for. Once our goals are set, it's essential to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Tracy teaches that success is not achieved by one giant leap. It's the result of many small, consistent steps. Breaking down a large goal into smaller, more achievable tasks makes it less overwhelming and increases the likelihood of success. Instead of focusing on the end result, we focus on the next small step, keeping our attention on the immediate action that needs to be taken. This process not only makes goals feel more achievable, but also helps to build momentum. Every small victory is a reminder that progress is being made, which fuels our motivation to keep going. Tracy also explores the role of self-control in achieving success. Self-control is the ability to resist temptations, stay focused on our goals, and make decisions that align with our values. Developing self-control is essential for building self-discipline. It's not enough to have goals. We must also cultivate the self-control needed to stay committed to them. Tracy emphasizes that self-control is like a muscle that gets stronger with practice. The more we exercise self-control, the easier it becomes to make disciplined choices. And as our self-control strengthens, so does our ability to stay focused on our long-term goals. The journey to mastering self-discipline is not without its challenges. We will face moments of doubt, frustration, and temptation. There will be times when it feels easier to give up than to keep going. But Tracy reminds us that the true measure of success is not in how many times we fall, but in how quickly we rise. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of the process. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Tracy encourages us to embrace failure as a stepping stone on the path to success. Each failure is a lesson that brings us closer to our goals, and it's the ability to keep moving forward in the face of failure that defines self-discipline. Tracy also emphasizes the importance of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep going despite difficulties. It's about staying focused on the bigger picture and not allowing temporary obstacles to derail our progress. Resilience is an essential trait for anyone pursuing a long-term goal. It's easy to give up when things get tough, but resilience allows us to keep going, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to develop and strengthen our character. Another key aspect of building self-discipline is learning to say no. In a world full of distractions and demands on our time, the ability to say no is essential for maintaining focus. Tracy teaches that saying no is not about being rude or selfish. It's about protecting our time and energy so that we can stay focused on what truly matters. As we continue to explore the power of self-discipline, Tracy urges us to stay committed to our vision and keep pushing forward. The road to success is not easy, but it is worth it. Every small effort, every habit we build, and every challenge we overcome brings us one step closer to our ultimate goals. The key is consistency. It's the discipline to keep going day after day, even when the journey seems long and difficult. And as we build the habits of self-discipline, we begin to see the fruits of our labor. Success is no longer a distant dream. It's a reality that we can touch. We learn that self-discipline is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong commitment. It's about building the habits that support our goals, staying focused on what matters, and continually practicing self-control, resilience, and consistency. The path to success is not easy, but it is clear. By mastering self-discipline, we unlock the power to create the life we desire. It's within our reach, and the journey begins now. The concept of personal mastery begins with understanding that we are the sum total of our daily actions. Everything we do, no matter how small, adds up over time. Tracy emphasizes that mastery comes from consistent, focused effort. It's the ability to push through challenges, to keep going when motivation wanes, and to commit to our goals with unwavering discipline. Personal mastery means that we take full ownership of our behavior, our actions, and our choices. We stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for our results. To achieve personal mastery, we must first understand the importance of self-awareness. Self-awareness is a foundation of personal growth. It's the ability to look at ourselves honestly, to identify our strengths and weaknesses, and to recognize the areas where we need to improve. Self-awareness allows us to identify our habits, both good and bad, and make conscious choices about the behaviors we want to change. Tracy teaches that without self-awareness, we are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly and reacting to life rather than actively creating the life we desire. Once we develop self-awareness, we gain the ability to make intentional decisions that align with our goals and values. Tracy explains that the journey to personal mastery is a process of continuous learning. We must be willing to examine ourselves, our behaviors, and our mindset regularly. This means taking time to reflect on our actions and results, analyzing what works and what doesn't, and making adjustments accordingly. It's about constantly striving to improve, even when things are going well. The most successful people are those who never stop learning, never stop growing, and never stop seeking new ways to improve themselves. One of the key principles in this chapter is the idea of setting high standards. High standards are the benchmarks by which we measure our success. They represent the level of excellence we aim to achieve in every area of our lives. Tracy stresses that success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. The most successful individuals set high standards for themselves and hold themselves accountable to those standards. They refuse to settle for mediocrity and are committed to doing whatever it takes to meet their goals. High standards drive us to take consistent action, push past obstacles, and continually raise the bar for what we can achieve. Setting high standards is not just about performance. It's also about personal integrity. Integrity is a core component of self-discipline and personal mastery. It's about being honest with ourselves, following through on our commitment, and doing what we say we're going to do. Tracy explains that integrity is a foundation of trust, and trust is a foundation of all successful relationships, whether personal or professional. If we want to achieve greatness, we must cultivate the highest level of integrity in everything we do. When we hold ourselves accountable to our word, we not only build trust with others, but also build trust with ourselves. Self-discipline becomes easier when we have a strong sense of integrity because we trust ourselves to follow through on our commitments. The path to personal mastery also requires us to develop the ability to manage our time effectively. Time management is often cited as one of the most important skills for achieving success, and Tracy emphasizes that time is our most valuable resource. We cannot afford to waste time on activities that do not align with our goals. Time management is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things. Tracy teaches that we must prioritize our activities based on their importance and impact rather than their urgency. The most successful people know how to allocate their time wisely, focusing on the tasks that will move them closer to their goals and avoiding distractions that pull them off course. Effective time management is also about learning to say no. Saying no is one of the most powerful tools we can use to protect our time and energy. It's about setting boundaries and refusing to allow others' demands to take priority over our own goals. Tracy advises that we become very selective about how we spend our time, recognizing that not every opportunity is worth pursuing. The ability to say no is a key component of personal mastery, as it helps us stay focused on what truly matters and ensures that our time is spent on activities that align with our values and vision. Along with time management, personal mastery also requires us to develop emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as emotions of others. It is an essential skill for success because it allows us to navigate difficult situations with grace and poise. Tracy explains that emotional intelligence helps us stay calm and focused under pressure, make better decisions, and build stronger relationships. When we develop emotional intelligence, we are better equipped to handle the challenges that arise on our journey to success. We can stay centered and composed, even when faced with adversity, and we can respond to others with empathy and understanding. Another crucial aspect of personal mastery is the ability to manage our energy. Energy management is just as important as time management because it determines how productive and effective we are in pursuing our goals. Tracy emphasizes that we must learn to manage our physical, mental, and emotional energy so that we can operate at our highest level. This involves taking care of our bodies, getting enough rest, and staying physically fit. It also means managing our mental energy by focusing on positive thoughts and avoiding negative distractions. When we manage our energy effectively, we are able to perform at our peak, stay motivated, and keep pushing forward, even when the going gets tough. As we continue to build personal mastery, it's important to recognize the role of perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to keep going when things are difficult, to stay committed to our goals even when we face setbacks or challenges. Tracy teaches that perseverance is one of the most important qualities of successful people. It is what enables us to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems long and uncertain. Perseverance is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up too soon. It's the ability to stay focused on the end result, even when the journey is difficult. With perseverance, we can overcome any obstacle and achieve any goal. Tracy also emphasizes the importance of having a clear vision of our future. A clear vision is a roadmap that guides us on our journey to success. It gives us direction, purpose, and motivation. When we have a clear vision of what we want to achieve, we can align our actions with that vision and make decisions that move us closer to our goals. Tracy advises that we take time to create a detailed vision of our ideal life and then work backward to create a plan for achieving that vision. A clear vision helps us stay focused on what matters most and provides the clarity we need to make decisions that support our goals. Tracy reminds us that personal mastery is a lifelong journey. It's not something that can be achieved overnight. It requires constant effort, self-reflection, and a commitment to improvement. The key to personal mastery is consistency. The more consistently we practice the principles of self-discipline, the more we develop the habits, mindset, and skills needed to succeed. Personal mastery is about making a commitment to ourselves, to continually strive for excellence, to push beyond our limits, and to never settle for anything less than our best. Now delve into one of the most critical elements of success, the power of focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. From the constant pull of technology to the demands of everyday life, it seems like we are constantly being pulled in different directions. But focus is a key that unlocks our potential and allows us to achieve our most important goals. Without focus, we are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes our way. But when we learn to focus, we take control of our lives, directing our energy and efforts toward what truly matters. Tracy emphasizes that the ability to focus is one of the most important skills we can develop. It's a skill that allows us to stay on track and make progress toward our goals, even when obstacles arise or when we feel overwhelmed. Focus is what keeps us from getting sidetracked by distractions and losing sight of what's important. It's the ability to keep our attention on the task at hand, blocking out everything else. When we are focused, we're not only more productive, but also more effective. We make better decisions, we perform better, and we achieve more in less time. But focus is not something that comes naturally to most of us. In fact, we live in a world that actively encourages distraction. The constant ping of notifications, the lure of social media, and the endless stream of information make it difficult to stay focused on what truly matters. Tracy teaches that the key to developing focus is intentionality. We must make a conscious decision to prioritize our goals and eliminate distractions that stand in our way. Focus requires discipline, and it is through self-discipline that we can learn to sharpen our focus and maintain over time. One of the first steps in developing focus is to get clear on what we want. Tracy emphasizes the importance of setting clear, specific goals. When we have a clear vision of what we want to achieve, it becomes much easier to focus our energy and attention on the task that will bring us closer to that goal. Without clarity, it's easy to become overwhelmed and scattered, try and do everything at once without any real direction. But when we have a clear sense of purpose, we know exactly where to direct our focus. Once we have set our goals, Tracy advises that we break them down into smaller, more manageable tasks. Large goals can feel overwhelming, but when we break them down into smaller steps, we make them more achievable. Focusing on one task at a time allows us to make steady progress, rather than getting lost in the vastness of the goal. Tracy teaches that focus is not about doing everything at once, but about doing one thing well. It's about giving our full attention to the task at hand, rather than trying to multitask and spread ourselves thin. The more we practice focus work, the easier it becomes to block out distractions and stay on track. Another crucial aspect of focus is managing our environment. Tracy explains that our environment plays a significant role in our ability to stay focused. A cluttered, chaotic environment can lead to mental clutter and distractions, making it harder to concentrate on the task at hand. By creating a work environment that is organized, clean, and free from distractions, we set ourselves up for success. Tracy suggests that we eliminate anything in our environment that does not contribute to our goals. This might mean turning off notifications, clearing away unnecessary items, or setting boundaries with others to ensure that we can focus without interruption. In addition to managing our physical environment, Tracy emphasizes the importance of managing our mental environment. Our thoughts have a powerful influence on our ability to focus. Negative thoughts, worries, and doubts can easily derail our focus and prevent us from making progress. Tracy teaches that we must take control of our thoughts and train ourselves to think positively and constructively. By focusing on solutions rather than problems, on opportunities rather than obstacles, we create a mindset that supports our ability to stay focused. Developing mental discipline is a key part of mastering focus, as it allows us to silence the internal distractions that can interfere with our work. One of the biggest obstacles to focus is procrastination. Tracy acknowledges that procrastination is something that everyone faces at one point or another. It's a tendency to delay important tasks in favor of easier, more enjoyable activities. But procrastination is a thief of time, and it robs us of the opportunity to make progress toward our goals. Tracy teaches that the key to overcoming procrastination is to take immediate action. The longer we wait to start a task, the harder it becomes to get going. But when we take the first step, even if it's a small one, we create momentum that makes it easier to continue. Tracy advises that we break tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps and focus on completing just one step at a time. By doing so, we eliminate the feeling of overwhelm and make it easier to stay focused and motivated. Another powerful technique Tracy suggests for improving focus is the use of time blocks. Time blocking is a practice of setting aside specific blocks of time for focused work on a particular task. During these blocks of time, we commit to working on one task with our full attention, free from distractions. Tracy recommends that we schedule our time blocks in advance, treating them as non-negotiable appointments with ourselves. This practice helps us prioritize our most important tasks and ensures that we dedicate the necessary time and energy to achieving our goals. Time blocking also helps us avoid the temptation to multitask, as it encourages us to focus exclusively on one task at a time. Tracy also emphasizes the importance of taking regular breaks to maintain focus. While it may seem counterintuitive, taking breaks actually helps us stay more focused in the long run. When we work for extended periods without a break, our energy and focus begin to diminish. But by taking short, regular breaks, We give our minds a chance to recharge and refocus. Tracy advises that we schedule breaks into our workday, taking a few minutes to step away from our tasks and give our minds a rest. This will help us maintain a high level of focus throughout the day and avoid burnout. As we build our ability to focus, it's essential to remember that focus is a skill that can be developed over time. Just like any other skill, it requires consistent practice and effort. The more we practice focus work, the stronger our ability to concentrate becomes. Tracy encourages us to be patient with ourselves as we develop this skill, understanding that it takes time to master. But with practice, focus becomes easier, and we begin to see the result of our efforts. We become more productive, more efficient, and more effective in everything we do. Tracy also teaches that focus is not just about work. It's about all aspects of our lives. Focus is the ability to direct our attention and energy toward what truly matters. In our personal lives, this means focusing on our relationships, our health, and our personal growth. In our professional lives, it means focusing on the tasks and activities that align with our long-term goals. Focus is about living with intention and purpose, making conscious choices about where to direct our time and energy. Tracy advises that we regularly assess our priorities and ensure that we are focusing on what matters most. This might mean saying no to certain opportunities or distractions that don't align with our goals. By doing so, we create space for what truly matters, and we ensure that we are living a life of purpose and intention. One of the most powerful aspects of focus is its ability to multiply our efforts. When we focus on one task at a time, we can achieve more in less time. Focus allows us to work more efficiently, make better decisions, and accomplish our goals faster. Tracy explains that when we focus our attention on the most important tasks, we create exponential results. Focus is a force multiplier, amplifying the impact of our efforts and propelling us toward success. The ability to focus is one of the most valuable skills we can develop. It is the key to achieving our goals, making progress, and living a life of purpose and achievement. But focus is not something that happened by chance. It is a skill that requires deliberate effort and consistent practice. By developing the ability to focus, we take control of our lives and direct our energy toward what truly matters. Focus is a pathway to success, and it's within our reach. The question is, will we commit to mastering it? Will we choose to focus on what matters most and make the most of our time, energy, and potential? The choice is ours, and the rewards are limitless. Tracy emphasizes that a positive mental attitude is more than just an optimistic outlook. It's a mindset rooted in personal responsibility, belief in oneself, and unwavering commitment to success. It is the ability to stay positive even when faced with setbacks, disappointments, or failures. The difference between successful individuals and those who struggle lies in their ability to maintain a positive mental attitude, especially during difficult times. When challenges arise, those with PMA view them as temporary and surmountable. They understand that difficulties are part of the journey and that they are simply opportunities to learn and grow. On the other hand, individuals with negative mindset are more likely to become discouraged, give up, or fall into self-doubt when things don't go as planned. The core of a positive mental attitude is a belief in one's ability to succeed. Tracy stresses that self-belief is the cornerstone of success. Without belief in oneself, it is nearly impossible to achieve anything of significance. PMA is not about denying difficulties or pretending that everything is easy. It's about recognizing challenges and setbacks, but choosing to believe that you can overcome them. This belief in yourself fuels perseverance and enables you to keep moving forward, no matter how hard the road may be. One of the key elements of a positive mental attitude is the power of optimism. Optimism is the ability to see the good in every situation, to focus on opportunities rather than obstacles. Tracy teaches that optimism is not about ignoring problems, but about approaching them with the belief that solutions are possible. Optimistic individuals are more resilient because they believe that things can improve, that they can learn from mistakes, and that setbacks are just temporary roadblocks on the path to success. They are not afraid to face challenges because they know that, with effort and perseverance, they will eventually succeed. Tracy also points out that a positive mental attitude is closely linked to emotional control. Self-discipline requires the ability to control our emotions and not let them dictate our actions. When we allow our emotions to take control, We make decisions based on fear, anger, frustration, or other negative emotions. But with a positive mental attitude, we can choose our responses to situations rather than reacting impulsively. This emotional control is essential for staying on course toward our goals, especially when things don't go as planned. It is the ability to remain calm, focused, and solution-oriented, regardless of external circumstances. One of the most powerful aspects of PMA is the ability to stay focused on the present moment. Tracy emphasizes that success is not found in the past or the future, but in the here and now. Too often, we get caught up in regrets about past mistakes or worries about the future. But these distractions only serve to pull us away from what matters most. The key to maintaining a positive mental attitude is to focus on the present moment and take one step at a time toward our goals. When we focus on the present, we can put our energy into actions that move us close to success, rather than dwelling on what has already happened or worrying about what might happen. PMA encourages us to embrace the present, to be fully engaged in whatever we are doing, and to make the most of each moment. Building a positive mental attitude also requires us to cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of focusing on what we have rather than what we lack. Tracy explains that when we adopt an attitude of gratitude, we shift our focus from problems to possibilities. Gratitude helps us see the silver lining in every situation, even the most challenging ones. It is a powerful tool for maintaining positivity and resilience. When we are grateful for what we have, we are less likely to become overwhelmed by what we don't have or what isn't going right. Instead of complaining about our circumstances, we can focus on what we can control and what we can improve. Tracy advises that we make gratitude a daily practice, taking time each day to reflect on the things we are thankful for, no matter how small. Another key component of a positive mental attitude is self-talk. The way we talk to ourselves has a profound impact on our mindset and our ability to stay focused on our goals. Negative self-talk can sabotage our efforts and undermine our self-belief. Tracy teaches that we must become aware of the language we use with ourselves and consciously choose to replace negative thoughts with positive, empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," we can say, "I'm capable of overcoming this challenge." Instead of thinking, "This is too hard," we can think, "This is an opportunity to grow and learn." The word we use shape our thoughts, and our thoughts shape our actions. By changing our self-talk, we change the way we see ourselves and our potential. Tracy also emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with positive influences. The people we spend time with can either lift us up or drag us down. If we surround ourselves with negative, pessimistic individuals, their attitudes will influence our own mindset. On the other hand, if we surround ourselves with positive, supportive people, we are more likely to develop a positive mental attitude ourselves. Tracy advises that we seek out individuals who inspire us, who believe in our potential, and who encourage us to be our best selves. These positive influences help us stay focused, motivated, and optimistic, even when faced with challenges. One of the most significant benefits of maintaining a positive mental attitude is the ability to handle failure. Failure is inevitable on the road to success, but it is also an opportunity for growth. Tracy explains that successful people do not fear failure. They embrace it as a necessary part of the process. When we adopt a positive mental attitude, we see failure not as a reflection of our worth, but as a lesson in disguise. Every failure teaches us something valuable that brings us closer to our goals. Rather than becoming discouraged or defeated by failure, we use it as fuel to keep going. PMA enables us to bounce back from setbacks quickly and keep moving forward with renewed determination. Another essential aspect of PMA is the ability to take action. A positive mental attitude is not just about thinking positively. It's about translating those positive thoughts into positive actions. Tracy teaches that successful individuals do not wait for opportunities to come to them. They create their own opportunities through consistent, focused action. Positive thinking is a powerful tool, but it must be combined with disciplined action to produce results. PMA encourages us to take immediate action toward our goals, no matter how small the steps may seem. The more action we take, the more momentum we build, and the closer we get to achieving our desired outcomes. One of the key principles of Tracy's philosophy is that we must take full responsibility for our lives. This means that we are accountable for our thoughts, actions, and results. A positive mental attitude requires us to stop blaming others or external circumstances for our lack of progress. Instead, we recognize that we have the power to shape our own destiny. We take ownership of our decisions and make a commitment to creating the life we want. Tracy teaches that when we take responsibility for our lives, we empower ourselves to make positive changes and take control of our future. Tracy reminds us that a positive mental attitude is not a one-time effort. It's a daily practice. It's something we must cultivate every day through the choices we make, the words we speak, and the actions we take. By developing a positive mental attitude, we create the foundation for success, no matter what challenges or setbacks we may face along the way. A PMA allows us to see the world through a lens of possibility, optimism, and opportunity. It is the key to overcoming obstacles, achieving our goals, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. As we conclude this chapter, it's clear that a positive mental attitude is the key to unlocking our potential. By cultivating a mindset of optimism, gratitude, and self-belief, we lay the groundwork for success. PMA empowers us to take action, overcome failure, and stay focused on our goals. It helps us build resilience, maintain emotional control, and persevere through challenges. By making a commitment to developing a positive mental attitude, we set ourselves on a path to achieving our highest potential and creating the life we desire. In this chapter, Brian Tracy dives deep into the idea that success is not the result of one-time burst of effort, but rather the accumulation of small, deliberate actions taken over a long period of time. While many people are quick to look for shortcuts or instant results, the truth is that the most successful individuals are those who consistently put in the work, even when it doesn't feel glamorous or rewarding in the moment. Tracy emphasizes that success is a long-term game, and the key to winning that game is consistency. Tracy explains that consistency is the true measure of success. While talent, intelligence, and even luck can play a role, the most important factor in determining success is a consistent effort you put into your goals. It's easy to be excited about a new project or goal at the beginning, but what truly matters is whether or not you can maintain that enthusiasm and effort over the long haul. Success is not about starting strong. It's about finishing strong. It's about showing up every single day, doing what needs to be done, and continuing to move forward, regardless of the challenges or setbacks you may encounter along the way. The beauty of consistency is that it compounds over time. Tracy likened consistency to the power of compound interest. Small, steady actions taken consistently lead to massive results over time. This principle applies to every area of life, whether it's in our careers, our health, our relationships, or our personal development. The more consistently we take positive actions, the more we build momentum, and the more momentum we have, the easier it becomes to stay on track and achieve our goals. One of the key elements of consistency is the ability to maintain focus. Tracy teaches that in order to be consistent, we must first have clarity about what we want to achieve. When we are clear on our goals, it becomes much easier to stay focused and take the necessary actions. The problem many people face is that they have vague goals or they haven't clearly defined what they want. Without clarity, it's easy to get distracted by external influences or internal doubts. But when we have a clear sense of purpose, consistency becomes much easier to maintain. We know exactly what we're working toward, and we can stay focused on the actions that will bring us closer to that goal. Another important aspect of consistency is the ability to overcome resistance. Every goal we pursue comes with its own set of challenges and obstacles. Resistance is a natural part of the process, and it's something that we all face at one point or another. It's easy to give in to resistance, especially when things get difficult or when the results aren't immediate. But Tracy stresses that the key to success is to push through resistance. It's about taking consistent action, even when it feels uncomfortable or difficult. The more we push through resistance, the easier it becomes to maintain our consistency. Resistance is simply a signal that we are on the right path, and by continuing to move forward, we build resilience and strengthen our discipline. Tracy also highlights the importance of building positive habits that support consistency. Habits are the building blocks of success. The more positive habits we develop, the easier it becomes to stay consistent in our actions. Tracy emphasizes that success is not about relying on willpower alone, but about creating systems and routines that make consistency easier. When we create positive habits, we don't have to think about whether or not to take action. The action becomes automatic. For example, If one of our goals is to exercise regularly, the key to consistency is to make exercise a habit. When exercise becomes a non-negotiable part of our routine, it no longer requires willpower to get started. It's just something we do day in and day out. The power of habits is that they require less mental energy to maintain. When we rely on willpower alone, we constantly have to summon the mental strength to take action. But when we build good habits, the actions become automatic and consistency becomes easier. Tracy advises that we identify the key habits that will support our goals and then focus on developing those habits. Over time, these habits will become ingrained in our daily routine, making it easier to stay consistent in our efforts. One of the most significant challenges to consistency is the temptation to seek instant gratification. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages that encourage us to seek immediate rewards. Whether it's checking social media, eating comfort food, or buying things on impulse, instant gratification is everywhere. Tracy explains that seeking instant gratification is one of the greatest obstacles to long-term success. While it may provide temporary pleasure, it ultimately leads us away from our long-term goals. Consistency requires us to delay gratification and focus on the bigger picture. It's about choosing actions that align with our long-term vision, rather than giving in to the short-term pleasures that distract us from our true purpose. Tracy encourages us to develop the discipline to resist the temptation of instant gratification. This discipline is a muscle that strengthens over time. The more we practice delaying gratification and staying focused on our long-term goals, the easier it becomes to stay consistent in our actions. By making choices that align with our highest priorities, we build a life of purpose and fulfillment. We understand that the rewards of consistency are far greater than any temporary pleasure we might experience along the way. The chapter also touches on the role of persistence in consistency. Persistence is the ability to continue pursuing our goals, even when the road gets tough. Tracy explains that persistence is essential for maintaining consistency. There will be times when we face setbacks, failures, or obstacles that make it seem like our goals are out of reach. In those moments, persistence is what keeps us going. It's the willingness to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. Tracy teaches that persistence is a quality that can be developed through practice. The more we persist in the face of adversity, the stronger our resolve becomes. And as our persistence grows, so does our ability to maintain consistency in our actions. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining consistency is accountability. Tracy emphasizes the importance of having someone to hold us accountable to our goals. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, a friend, or even just a personal accountability system, having someone or something to check in with can significantly increase our chances of success. Accountability provides the external motivation we need to stay consistent, especially during the times when our internal motivation wanes. It helps us stay focused on our goals and ensures that we continue taking the necessary actions, even when we don't feel like it. Tracy also advises that we create a system for tracking our progress. Tracking our progress allows us to see how far we've come and reinforces our commitment to consistency. When we track our progress, we can measure the results of our efforts and make adjustments if necessary. It also helps us stay motivated by giving us a tangible sense of accomplishment as we achieve small milestones along the way. The act of tracking our progress provides a constant reminder of the importance of consistency and keeps us focused on our goals. The power of consistency lies in its ability to turn small actions into big results. It's the idea that by taking consistent action every day, no matter how small, we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. Tracy emphasizes that success is not about making giant leaps forward. It's about taking consistent steps day after day. Over time, those small steps add up to massive results. When we commit to consistency, we create a momentum that propels us toward our goals and makes success inevitable. Tracy begins his chapter by stressing the simple truth. Procrastination is nothing more than a bad habit. Like any habit, it can be changed. The challenge, however, is that procrastination is often fueled by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown. It is easier to delay taking action than to confront the discomfort that comes with stepping into the unknown. But procrastination, Tracy teaches, is the enemy of self-discipline. It prevents us from taking the necessary steps to achieve our goals and ultimately holds us back from realizing our full potential. Tracy highlights that procrastination often occurs because we are overwhelmed by the size of the task in front of us. We look at a large, daunting project and feel paralyzed by its complexity. Rather than breaking it down into manageable steps, we freeze and avoid it altogether. Tracy emphasizes the importance of focusing on the first small step. If we break a large task down into smaller, more manageable pieces, it becomes far less intimidating. By committing to just the first step, we overcome the initial resistance and begin the momentum needed to keep going. The act of starting is often the hardest part, and once we begin, we realize that we are capable of much more than we initially believed. Procrastination is also fueled by a lack of clarity. When we don't know exactly what we want or how to achieve it, we tend to delay taking action. Tracy teaches that clarity is the antidote to procrastination. By setting clear, specific goals, we create a roadmap for ourselves, making it easy to take action. Clarity removes a fog of confusion and directs our energy toward what is most important. When we know exactly what we need to do, procrastination loses its power over us. Tracy encourages us to get crystal clear on our goals, break them down into actionable steps, and prioritize the most important tasks. With a clear sense of direction, procrastination becomes a thing of the past. Another important factor that contributes to procrastination is a lack of motivation. When we aren't emotionally invested in a task, we are less likely to take action. Tracy explains that motivation is a result of action, not the other way around. It's easy to wait for motivation to strike, but waiting for motivation often leads to inaction. Instead, Tracy advises that we take action first. As we begin to work on a task, we start to build momentum, and this momentum generates the motivation we need to continue. The key is to stop waiting for motivation to appear and instead take the first step. Once we start, motivation follows. Tracy also emphasizes the role of discipline in overcoming procrastination. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like doing it. It's the willingness to take action regardless of how we feel in the moment. Self-discipline is what enables us to push through resistance and continue making progress, even when procrastination tries to hold us back. Tracy teaches that we must develop a habit of discipline by committing to consistent action, even when it feels difficult. The more we practice self-discipline, the easier it becomes to take action without overthinking or delaying. A powerful technique Tracy suggests to combat procrastination is the eat that frog method. The idea behind this method is simple. Tackle your most difficult or unpleasant task first thing in the morning. When we start the day by completing the hardest task, everything else seems easier by comparison. Tracy advises that we identify the task we've been putting off and tackle it head-on before anything else. By doing so, we create a sense of accomplishment and set the tone for a productive day. The Eat That Frog method is an effective way to break the cycle of procrastination and develop a habit of tackling challenges head-on. One of the underlying reasons we procrastinate is the fear of failure. We put off starting a task because we are afraid of making mistakes or not doing it perfectly. Tracy explains that fear of failure is an inevitable part of the process of success, and it's something we must learn to overcome. Rather than avoiding failure, we should embrace it as a learning experience. Failure is not the end, but a step on the path to success. Tracy teaches that we should reframe our thinking about failure. Instead of viewing it as something to be feared, we should see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. The more we embrace failure, the less power it has over us. When we stop fearing failure, we are free to take action and move forward toward our goals. Another key concept Tracy introduces is the idea of setting deadlines. Procrastination thrives in the absence of deadlines. Without a clear timeline for completion, it's easy to keep putting things off indefinitely. Tracy teaches that deadlines create a sense of urgency and force us to take action. When we set deadlines, we commit to completing tasks within a specific time frame, which gives us the focus and motivation needed to stay on track. Tracy advises that we set both short-term and long-term deadlines to keep ourselves accountable and ensure that we are consistently moving forward. By setting deadlines, we eliminate the temptation to procrastinate and create a sense of discipline in our work. Tracy also discusses the importance of taking responsibility for our actions. Procrastination is often a form of avoidance. We avoid taking action because we don't want to confront the discomfort of the task at hand. Tracy emphasizes that we must take full responsibility for our actions and outcomes. By taking responsibility, we shift our mindset from victimhood to empowerment. We stop making excuses and start taking ownership of our actions. When we take responsibility, we empower ourselves to make changes and take control of our lives. Tracy encourages us to stop blaming external factors for our procrastination and instead look inward. The more responsibility we take for our actions, the more control we have over our results. The chapter also touches on the importance of self-compassion. Procrastination often leads to guilt and self-criticism. We beat ourselves up for not taking action and for not being productive. Tracy explains that self-compassion is essential for overcoming procrastination. Rather than berating ourselves for procrastinating, we should be kind and understanding toward ourselves. Self-compassion allows us to move forward without being weighed down by guilt. It's about recognizing that we are human and that everyone experiences procrastination from time to time. By practicing self-compassion, we can let go of negative self-talk and focus on taking the next step forward. Tracy reminds us that the key to overcoming procrastination is to develop the habit of action. The more we take action, the less room there is for procrastination. By making action our default response, we create momentum that drives us forward. Tracy teaches that success is built on a foundation of consistent action, and procrastination can only be defeated by taking immediate, decisive steps toward our goals. The more action we take, the easier it becomes to overcome procrastination and achieve the success we desire. This chapter concludes with a powerful message. Procrastination is not a permanent condition, but a habit that can be changed. It's a habit that can be replaced with action, discipline, and focus. Tracy encourages us to take control of our lives by breaking the cycle of procrastination and replacing it with consistent, deliberate action. The more we take action, the more we build self-discipline and the closer we get to our goals. Success is not about waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions. It's about taking action now, regardless of how we feel or what challenges we face. By committing to action, we break free from procrastination and unlock our true potential. Without clarity, we're like a ship adrift on the open sea, uncertain where we're going or how to get there. But when we clearly define our goals, we create a destination for ourselves. Clarity eliminates confusion and helps us focus on what truly matters. Tracy emphasizes that when setting goals, we must be specific. Rather than saying, "I want to be successful," we must define what success means for us. Is it financial freedom? Is it a certain level of career advancement? Is it personal development or health? The clearer we are about what we want, the easier it is to take concrete steps to achieving it. Tracy also highlights the importance of writing down our goals. There is a significant psychological effect that happens when we write our goals down. Writing them out makes them real. It forces us to think through the details of our goals and visualize them in concrete terms. Tracy suggests that we write our goals in the present tense, as though they have already been achieved. This mental practice not only helps to solidify our goals, but also trains our minds to focus on the outcome rather than the obstacles. By writing down our goals and reviewing them regularly, we create a constant reminder of what we are working toward. This simple act serves as a powerful motivator and keeps us aligned with our vision. A critical element of goal setting, Tracy explains, is ensuring that our goals are aligned with our values. Our goals should not be based on what others expect from us or what society deems important. They must be a true reflection of what we want to achieve and the life we want to create. Tracy advises that we take time to reflect on our core values and ensure that our goals align with those values. When our goals are aligned with our values, they become more meaningful and fulfilling. This alignment helps to fuel our passion and commitment to achieving our goals, even when challenges arise. One of the most profound insights Tracy provides in this chapter is the idea that our goals should be measurable. A vague goal, such as, "I want to be healthier," lacks the clarity and direction necessary to guide our actions. Instead, Tracy suggests that we define our health goals in measurable terms. For example, we might set a goal to exercise for 30 minutes each day or to lose a specific amount of weight within a certain time frame. When goals are measurable, we can track our progress and make adjustments as needed. This process of measurement helps to maintain motivation and ensures that we are consistently moving forward. Tracy emphasizes that measurement is a key component of goal setting because it provides feedback, and feedback is essential for growth. In addition to setting specific, measurable goals, Tracy teaches the importance of setting realistic goals. While it's important to aim high and challenge ourselves, setting goals that are too far out of reach can lead to frustration and discouragement. Tracy explains that we must set goals that are both challenging and achievable. A goal that is too easy does not inspire growth or achievement, while a goal that is too difficult can create a sense of defeat. The key is to find a balance, goals that stretch us but are within our capability to achieve with effort, determination, and discipline. By setting realistic goals, we increase our chances of success and maintain a sense of accomplishment as we reach each milestone along the way. One of the most powerful aspects of goal setting is the idea of setting both long-term and short-term goals. Long-term goals provide the big picture and vision for our lives, while short-term goals serve as stepping stones toward those larger objectives. Tracy encourages us to break down our long-term goals into smaller, more manageable tasks that can be accomplished on a daily or weekly basis. This approach not only makes the process less overwhelming, but also creates a sense of momentum. Each time we achieve a short-term goal, we move closer to a long-term goal, building confidence and motivation along the way. Tracy emphasizes that short-term goals are critical because they provide immediate focus and clarity, ensuring that we stay on track and consistently move forward toward our long-term vision. Tracy also delves into the importance of developing a sense of urgency. Goals, while essential, are not enough on their own. Without a sense of urgency, we may procrastinate or delay taking action. Tracy teaches that we must act quickly and decisively when pursuing our goals. Waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions is a recipe for inaction. The truth is, the perfect time will never come. The key to success is to start now. Take action, no matter how small, and build momentum as we go. Tracy advises that we make the decision to move forward immediately and make progress each day. When we develop a sense of urgency, we bring a level of commitment and focus to our goals that propels us toward success. Tracy also introduces the idea of setting goals for every area of our lives. It's easy to get caught up in one aspect of life, such as career or finances, but true success comes when we balance all aspects of our lives. Tracy suggests that we set goals in areas such as health, relationships, personal growth, and finances. By creating a holistic vision for our lives, we ensure that we are not neglecting any important area. When we have well-rounded goals that support all aspects of our well-being, we experience greater fulfillment and satisfaction. Tracy teaches that no aspect of our lives should be left behind in the pursuit of success. True success is about achieving balance and living a life that is fulfilling in all areas. The chapter also highlights the importance of persistence in achieving our goals. Tracy emphasizes that goals are not achieved overnight. The road to success is often long and filled with challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. The key to achieving our goals is persistence, the willingness to continue working toward our objectives, even when things get tough. Tracy teaches that persistence is what separates successful people from unsuccessful ones. While most people give up when faced with difficulty, those who persist continue moving forward regardless of the obstacles. Persistence requires discipline, focus, and a deep belief in the importance of the goal. Tracy reminds us that success is not about avoiding challenges, but about embracing them and continuing to take action in the face of adversity. Another important lesson Tracy teaches in this chapter is the role of self-motivation. While external factors such as rewards or recognition can provide temporary motivation, true, lasting motivation comes from within. Tracy explains that self-motivation is the driving force behind goal achievement. It is an internal desire to accomplish something that propels us to take action, even when there is no external incentive. Tracy advises that we cultivate self-motivation by reminding ourselves regularly of why our goals matter and the positive impact they will have on our lives. When we are motivated by our own reasons for success, we are more likely to stay committed and focused, even when the journey is challenging. Tracy also touches on the importance of visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help us bring our goals to life. By vividly imagining ourselves achieving our goals, we create a mental picture that strengthens our resolve and fuels our motivation. Tracy suggests that we regularly take time to visualize ourselves living our dream life, accomplishing our goals, and experiencing success we desire. Visualization not only boosts our motivation, but also programs our mind for success. When we visualize our goals, we begin to see the possibilities and opportunities that lie ahead, and we become more focused on taking the necessary actions to achieve them. Finally, Tracy reminds us that success is a process, not a destination. While it's important to set goals and work toward them, we must also enjoy the journey. The pursuit of our goals should be a fulfilling and rewarding experience in itself. Tracy advises that we take time to celebrate our small victories along the way and appreciate the progress we make. When we focus solely on the end result, we miss out on the satisfaction and growth that come from the process. Success is not just about reaching the destination, but about becoming the person we need to be in order to achieve our goals. In conclusion, this chapter underscores the immense power of goal setting in achieving success. Goals provide clarity, direction, and purpose, guiding us on our journey toward personal fulfillment. By setting clear, specific, and measurable goals, breaking them down into manageable tasks, and maintaining persistence and self-motivation, we unlock our potential and move closer to our dreams. Tracy teaches that success is not achieved by chance, but by deliberate, focused action toward well-defined goals. By making goal setting a priority in our lives, we create the roadmap that leads us to the life we want to live. Resilience is often misunderstood as something innate. Either you have it or you don't. However, Tracy teaches that resilience is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. It is the ability to recover from difficulties and challenges, to get back on track when things don't go as planned, and to continue pursuing our goals despite the obstacles in our way. Resilience isn't about avoiding adversity. It's about learning to face it head-on and using it as fuel for growth. Tracy explains that setbacks are inevitable on the road to success, but it's our ability to bounce back from them that determines our ultimate success. One of the first things Tracy emphasizes is the importance of accepting responsibility for our circumstances. While it's easy to blame external factors such as bad luck, difficult situations, or other people for our problems, true resilience begins when we stop making excuses and take full responsibility for our lives. When we own our challenges and take responsibility for how we respond to them, we empower ourselves to take action and make positive changes. Tracy teaches that resilience is not about avoiding difficult situations, but about having the strength and courage to face them and learn from them. One of the most important lessons in this chapter is the idea that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone on the path to success. Tracy explains that failure is a natural part of the process of achievement. Every successful person has faced failure at some point, but what sets them apart is their ability to learn from failure and keep going. Tracy teaches that failure is simply feedback. It's an opportunity to reassess our approach, make adjustments, and improve. Resilient people don't see failure as a reflection of their worth. They see it as a valuable lesson that brings them one step closer to success. Tracy encourages us to embrace failure as part of the process, knowing that each failure is a chance to grow stronger and smarter. In addition to embracing failure, Tracy highlights the importance of maintaining a long-term perspective. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to become discouraged or frustrated when things don't go as planned. But Tracy teaches that true resilience comes from keeping our eyes on the bigger picture. Rather than focusing on temporary setbacks or immediate results, resilient individuals focus on the long-term vision. They understand that success is a journey, not a destination. Tracy advises us to develop the habit of looking at challenges through the lens of long-term growth. When we maintain a long-term perspective, we are better able to handle setbacks and keep moving toward our goals, knowing that every obstacle is part of a larger journey. Tracy also stresses the importance of self-care in building resilience. In order to stay resilient and mentally tough, we must take care of ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. Resilience requires energy, and if we neglect our well-being, it becomes much harder to bounce back from challenges. Tracy teaches that we must prioritize our health, get enough sleep, exercise regularly, and nourish our bodies with healthy food. He also encourages us to take time for mental and emotional self-care. This means managing stress, cultivating a positive mindset, and surrounding ourselves with supportive people. When we take care of ourselves, we are better equipped to handle adversity and stay focused on our goals. Another key aspect of resilience is adaptability. Tracy explains that resilience is not about sticking rigidly to a single plan or approach, but about being flexible and adaptable in the face of changing circumstances. Success rarely follows a straight line, and the ability to adapt to new challenges, opportunities, and setbacks is a critical aspect of resilience. Tracy teaches that adaptable people are able to pivot when necessary, adjust their approach, and remain open to new ideas and solutions. This flexibility allows them to stay on track, even when the unexpected happens. Resilient individuals do not resist change. They embrace it as an opportunity to learn and grow. A powerful tool for developing resilience is the practice of visualization. Tracy emphasizes the importance of visualizing ourselves overcoming challenges and achieving our goals. Visualization is a mental rehearsal that strengthens our belief in our ability to succeed. By vividly imagining ourselves successfully navigating obstacles and achieving our desired outcome, we program our minds for success. Tracy suggests that we take time each day to visualize ourselves facing challenges with confidence and resilience, knowing that we have the inner strength to overcome anything that comes our way. Visualization not only boosts our self-belief, but also helps to create a sense of calm and focus when we are faced with adversity. Tracy also discusses the role of commitment and resilience. Resilient people are deeply committed to their goals, and this commitment is what drives them to keep going when the going gets tough. Tracy teaches that when we are fully committed to our goals, we develop a level of determination and perseverance that allows us to stay focused even in the face of setbacks. Commitment is what keeps us moving forward when things aren't going well. It's what gives us the strength to continue pursuing our dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may be. One of the most important lessons in this chapter is the idea that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone on the path to success. Tracy explains that failure is a natural part of the process of achievement. Every successful person has faced failure at some point, but what sets them apart is their ability to learn from failure and keep going. Tracy teaches that failure is simply feedback. It's an opportunity to reassess our approach, make adjustments, and improve. Resilient people don't see failure as a reflection of their worth. They see it as a valuable lesson that brings them one step closer to success. Tracy encourages us to embrace failure as part of the process, knowing that each failure is a chance to grow stronger and smarter. In addition to embracing failure, Tracy highlights the importance of maintaining a long-term perspective. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to become discouraged or frustrated when things don't go as planned. But Tracy teaches that true resilience comes from keeping our eyes on the bigger picture. Rather than focusing on temporary setbacks or immediate results, resilient individuals focus on a long-term vision. They understand that success is a journey, not a destination. Tracy advises us to develop a habit of looking at challenges through the lens of long-term growth. When we maintain a long-term perspective, we are better able to handle setbacks and keep moving toward our goals, knowing that every obstacle is part of the larger journey. Tracy also stresses the importance of self-care in building resilience. In order to stay resilient and mentally tough, we must take care of ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. Resilience requires energy, and if we neglect our well-being, it becomes much harder to bounce back from challenges. Tracy teaches that we must prioritize our health, get enough sleep, exercise regularly, and nourish our bodies with healthy food. He also encourages us to take time for mental and emotional self-care. This means managing stress, cultivating a positive mindset, and surrounding ourselves with supportive people. When we take care of ourselves, we are better equipped to handle adversity and stay focused on our goals. Another key aspect of resilience is adaptability. Tracy explains that resilience is not about sticking rigidly to a single plan or approach, but about being flexible and adaptable in the face of changing circumstances. Success rarely follows a straight line, and the ability to adapt to new challenges, opportunities, and setbacks is a critical aspect of resilience. Tracy teaches that adaptable people are able to pivot when necessary, adjust their approach, and remain open to new ideas and solutions. This flexibility allows them to stay on track, even when the unexpected happens. Resilient individuals do not resist change. They embrace it as an opportunity to learn and grow. A powerful tool for developing resilience is the practice of visualization. Tracy emphasizes the importance of visualizing ourselves overcoming challenges and achieving our goals. Visualization is a mental rehearsal that strengthens our belief in our ability to succeed. By vividly imagining ourselves successfully navigating obstacles and achieving our desired outcome, we program our mind for success. Tracy suggests that we take time each day to visualize ourselves facing challenges with confidence and resilience, knowing that we have the inner strength to overcome anything that comes our way. Visualization not only boosts our self-belief, but also helps to create a sense of calm and focus when we are faced with adversity. Tracy also discusses the role of commitment and resilience. Resilient people are deeply committed to their goals, and this commitment is what drives them to keep going when the going gets tough. Tracy teaches that when we are fully committed to our goals, we develop a level of determination and perseverance that allows us to stay focused even in the face of setbacks. Commitment is what keeps us moving forward when things aren't going well, and it's what gives us the strength to continue pursuing our dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may be. Another powerful concept that Tracy introduces in this chapter is the idea of mental rehearsal. Mental rehearsal is the practice of imagining yourself succeeding in a particular situation before it actually happens. This technique helps to strengthen your mental toughness and build your confidence. Tracy explains that by mentally rehearsing your success, you prepare yourself for the challenges ahead and increase your ability to perform under pressure. Whether you're preparing for a big presentation, an important meeting, or difficult task, mental rehearsal helps you stay calm, focused, and resilient in the face of challenges. Finally, Tracy emphasizes the importance of persistence in building resilience. Resilient individuals are not afraid to keep going, even when things seem impossible. They have the tenacity and determination to push through adversity and keep pursuing their goals. Tracy teaches that persistence is a key to achieving success and is often the difference between those who succeed and those who give up too soon. The more we persist, the stronger we become, and the more resilient we are in the face of challenges. Procrastination is one of the biggest obstacles to effective time management. It's the habit of delaying important tasks in favor of less important or more enjoyable activities. Tracy acknowledges that everyone struggles with procrastination at times, but it's the ability to overcome it that separates successful people from those who remain stuck. Tracy teaches that procrastination is often a result of fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of the unknown. The key to overcoming procrastination is to start. Tracy emphasizes that the first step is often the hardest, and once we begin, momentum takes over. He advises that we focus on the next small step and break down large tasks into manageable chunks. Rather than trying to tackle everything at once, we should focus on one thing at a time and make consistent progress. Tracy introduces the 5-minute rule as a way to break through procrastination. The idea is simple. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Once we start, we often find that we want to continue working on it. This small, initial commitment can help us overcome the resistance to getting started and build momentum. Another effective strategy Tracy suggests for overcoming procrastination is the practice of time blocking. Time blocking involves setting aside specific blocks of time during the day for focused work on a particular task. During these blocks, we commit to working on the task with no distractions, interruptions, or multitasking. Tracy advises that we schedule our most important tasks during the times of day when we are most productive and alert. By doing this, we ensure that we give our best effort to the tasks that matter most. Ultimately, effective time management requires self-discipline. Tracy teaches that the ability to manage our time effectively comes down to making disciplined choices about how we spend our days. Self-discipline is a foundation of good time management because it enables us to make decisions that align with our goals and priorities. Tracy emphasizes that time management is not about having more time. It's about making better use of the time we have. A success-oriented mindset is one of the key attributes of people who achieve extraordinary things in life. It's the way we think, react, and perceive challenges that set successful individuals apart from others. A success-oriented mindset is a mental framework that consistently looks for solutions, focuses on possibilities, and refuses to be bogged down by difficulties. Tracy emphasizes that to develop this mindset, we need to adopt certain thinking patterns and attitudes that promote growth, perseverance, and continuous improvement. The first step in developing a success-oriented mindset is changing the way you think about failure. Tracy explains that often, people view failure as something to be avoided, as something inherently negative. But successful people don't fear failure. They embrace it as part of the process of growth and learning. Tracy teaches that failure is not the opposite of success. Rather, it is a necessary ingredient for success. When we fail, we learn valuable lessons that allow us to adjust our approach and improve. Those who succeed understand that failure is just feedback. It's the information we need to keep moving forward and refine our efforts. A success-oriented mindset also involves taking ownership of your actions and your results. Tracy explains that many people find themselves trapped in a victim mentality, blaming external circumstances, other people, or bad luck for their challenges. However, successful individuals take full responsibility for their lives and their results. They recognize that they have the power to choose their responses to any situation. This empowerment is crucial for building self-discipline because it puts the control in your hands. Once you realize that you are responsible for your own success, you will take more proactive steps to create the life you desire. Self-discipline is born out of this recognition. By taking responsibility for your actions, you understand that your choices directly impact your outcomes, and that empowers you to take consistent, disciplined actions toward your goals. Another key component of a success-oriented mindset is the belief that success is a habit, not a trait. Tracy teaches that success is not reserved for a select few, nor is it dependent on natural talent or luck. Success is a result of consistently applied habits. The way to success is built through small, disciplined actions taken consistently over time. People with a success-oriented mindset understand that success is about developing good habits, such as setting clear goals, maintaining focus, and making decisions that align with their values, and practicing these habits until they become second nature. Tracy advises that we look at successful people, not as individuals with unique abilities or gifts, but as individuals who have honed and perfected their habits over time. Habits of thought are just as important as habits of action. Successful people train their minds to think in ways that foster progress, productivity, and perseverance. To cultivate this mindset, Tracy emphasizes the need to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you associate with, the books you read, the media you consume, these all influence your mindset. By deliberately choosing influences that support your growth, you can reinforce a success-oriented mindset that will help you stay disciplined and motivated. A success-oriented mindset also involves developing a strong sense of purpose and clarity about your goals. Tracy teaches that a clear, compelling purpose drives everything we do. When we are clear about our goals and the reasons behind them, it becomes much easier to stay focused and disciplined in our efforts. A strong sense of purpose fuels our desire to take consistent action, even in the face of adversity. Without clarity, it's easy to get distracted, procrastinate, or abandon goals altogether. But when we know exactly what we want and why we want it, we can channel our energy and focus into achieving that vision. Tracy also delves into the importance of positive thinking in achieving success. A positive mental attitude, PMA, is one of the foundational components of a success-oriented mindset. It's not about ignoring the challenges, but rather choosing to approach life with an optimistic outlook. Successful people don't focus on problems. They focus on solutions. They don't dwell on the things that went wrong. They look for the lessons and ways to improve. Tracy emphasizes that how we think determines how we feel, which in turn determines the actions we take. One powerful technique Tracy suggests for cultivating a positive mental attitude is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements we repeat to ourselves, which help to reprogram our subconscious mind and eliminate negative self-talk. Tracy explains that most people are not even aware of the negative thoughts that dominate their minds. These thoughts can create fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs that hold us back from achieving our goals. Through affirmations, we can change the way we think about ourselves and our potential. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," we can say, "I am capable of achieving this goal." By repeating these positive affirmations regularly, we begin to shift our mindset and reinforce our belief in our ability to succeed. Visualization is another technique Tracy promotes to develop a success-oriented mindset. Visualization is a practice of imagining yourself already achieving your goals. Successful people often use this technique to see themselves living their dream lives, succeeding in their careers, and enjoying the fruits of their hard work. Tracy explains that visualization is a powerful tool because it not only boosts motivation, but also helps to align your actions with your goals. By regularly visualizing your success, you program your mind to focus on the possibilities rather than the obstacles. This mental rehearsal prepares you for success and creates a sense of certainty that you can achieve your goals. Tracy also emphasizes the importance of emotional control in developing a success-oriented mindset. Successful people know how to manage their emotions and use them to fuel their motivation and actions. They don't allow frustration, anger, or fear to dictate their behavior. Instead, they learn how to stay calm, focused, and in control, even when things aren't going as planned. Emotional intelligence is a key factor in maintaining discipline and staying on course when obstacles arise. Tracy advises that we practice emotional self-regulation by becoming aware of our emotions and choosing how to respond to them. When we control our emotions, we regain control over our actions, which enables us to take disciplined steps toward our goals. Another important aspect of a success-oriented mindset is the power of belief. Tracy explains that belief in yourself is the starting point for success. Without belief, we cannot achieve anything. Self-doubt and fear are the enemies of self-discipline. And if we don't believe in our ability to succeed, we won't have a motivation to take consistent action. Tracy teaches that belief is built over time through small wins and positive reinforcement. The more we act with confidence, the more our belief in ourselves grows. Belief in ourselves is crucial for overcoming obstacles, handling setbacks, and maintaining the discipline needed to succeed. By practicing self-discipline and taking action, we gradually strengthen our belief in our abilities. Tracy also emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential. The people we spend time with play a significant role in shaping our beliefs and mindset. Negative, unsupportive individuals can drain our energy and undermine our confidence. But when we surround ourselves with positive, encouraging people, we are more likely to maintain a success-oriented mindset. Tracy advises that we seek out mentors, coaches, or peers who inspire us and encourage our growth. Having the right people around us can significantly boost our belief and reinforce our commitment to success. One of the most profound insights Tracy offers in this chapter is the idea of reprogramming our subconscious mind. Tracy explains that our subconscious mind holds the key to our success. It's responsible for the beliefs, habits, and behaviors that shape our lives. Unfortunately, many of us have subconscious beliefs that limit our potential. These limiting beliefs, often formed early in life, can hold us back from pursuing our goals and achieving success. However, Tracy teaches that we can reprogram our subconscious mind to support our goals and dreams. This process requires repetition, positive affirmations, and visualization. But over time, we can change the way we think and believe about ourselves. By reprogramming our subconscious mind, we shift from a mindset of limitation to one of possibility. And we become more capable of taking the disciplined actions necessary to succeed. Another key to reprogramming our subconscious mind is developing a sense of inner peace. Tracy teaches that peace of mind is essential for maintaining a success-oriented mindset. When we are constantly stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, it's difficult to stay focused on our goals. Tracy advises that we take time each day for relaxation, meditation, or self-reflection. This practice helps us clear our minds, reduce stress, and reconnect with our inner sense of calm. By cultivating peace of mind, we strengthen our ability to stay focused, make disciplined decisions, and maintain a positive mental attitude, even in challenging times. Lastly, Tracy introduces the idea of a growth mindset as an essential part of a success-oriented mindset. A growth mindset is a belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This mindset encourages us to embrace challenges, persist through obstacles, and see failure as a stepping stone to success. Tracy contrasts a growth mindset with a fixed mindset, which believes that our abilities are static and unchangeable. A fixed mindset leads to fear of failure, avoidance of challenges, and a tendency to give up when things get tough. In contrast, a growth mindset encourages resilience, learning, and continuous improvement. Tracy teaches that when we adopt a growth mindset, we are more likely to stay disciplined and focused, even in the face of setbacks. With a growth mindset, we believe that we can always improve and grow, and this belief fuels our motivation to keep pushing toward our goals.